You know that feeling, right? When you meet someone and it's just uncanny. All these weird little coincidences start lining up, and you can't help but wonder if it's all random or if there's some bigger design at play. Well, today we're diving into one person's really fascinating attempt to decode a connection just like that.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. We're going to be exploring this incredible handwritten document that asks a huge question. Are we actually in control of our lives? Or are we maybe just playing out a script that's already been written for us?
So, this is the story of Labib. He's the author of this whole experiment, and his friend Nandini. He basically set out to document and try to understand the super strange nature of their friendship, to see if he could find a real pattern in what just felt like fate. Now, their story started online, like a lot of them do these days. But things got serious after the author went through a personal crisis. He says Nandini just showed up like a light, and their connection got deep fast. In his own words, it felt too natural, like it was meant to happen.
And this is when things went from just a feeling to, well, a fact. Their connection started showing up in the hard data of their lives. And it all began with them getting the exact same, ridiculously specific score on a major exam.
I mean, look at this. The sheer improbability is what's so striking. It's not just a similar score. It's the exact same result, 1,200 out of 1,300. This was like the first big, concrete clue that something really unusual was going on. And trust me, it was far from the last.
The author really felt this on a deep, deep level. He writes that even their past traumas were eerily same, and that their daily habits, like being online, would just happen in perfect sync. You know, he'd go to pick up his phone to text her, and she'd be doing the exact same thing at that exact same moment. It was way more than friendship. He said it felt like looking into a mirror.
So this whole string of coincidences, it all built up to this one really powerful moment, an experience the author calls the biggest déjà vu of his entire life. So for him, this wasn't just some passing curiosity anymore. It was something so profound that it absolutely demanded a deeper investigation.
And that powerful feeling is what pushed him to start looking for a real pattern, like a mathematical signature hidden inside their connection. His whole investigation kicked off with something pretty simple, their Instagram call log.
So he just pulled the raw data. Labib had called Nandini 301 times, and Nandini had called him 200 times. On the surface, it's just two numbers on a screen, right? But the author had a hunch they meant something more.
Okay, so here's the first calculation from his experiment. He divided his call count by hers, 301 by 200, which gets you roughly 1.5. Then he did something kind of cool, a simple numerology trick. He just added the digits of that result together. 1 plus 5 equals 6, a single clean number.
But was that just a fluke? You know, a random coincidence of math? The real test was to see if that same number, this number 6, was somehow baked into their actual identities, right from the day they were born.
So next, he turned to their birth dates. Nandini's is June 20th, 2008, and his is September 19th, 2008. Two totally separate lives, two separate dates. But could he find that same number hidden in there?
He then did this really personal calculation, using what he calls a specific sequence of numbers drawn from their lives. If you look at his handwritten note here, you can actually see the equation. He adds up 2, 6, 2, 8, 1, 9, 9, 4, 2, and 8. And the final sum he got was 42. And, get this, the pattern repeats. Just like he did with the call logs, he took that sum, 42, and he added its digits together. 4 plus 2 equals 6. It's the same number, appearing again, almost like it was encoded into the very fabric of their lives.
So now he's found this repeating number, first in how they communicated, then in their birth dates. But what does it even mean? To figure that out, the author went deep into history, math, and philosophy to understand what the number 6 really symbolizes.
And what he found was pretty amazing. The number 6 isn't just any old number. In numerology and even mathematics, it's seen as a symbol of perfect harmony and balance, which is, you have to admit, a pretty fitting symbol for the kind of connection he was feeling.
And this whole idea of 6 representing harmony, it's not just some abstract theory. We see it everywhere. Mathematically, it's the very first perfect number because it's the sum of its own divisors. To the ancient Pythagoreans, it was harmony.
And just look at nature. The six-sided hexagon is what makes up a honeycomb, one of the most stable and efficient structures in the world.
For the author, this wasn't just some abstract idea. It was his reality. As he writes right here in his conclusion, this number, this symbol of harmony, was persistent in his and Nandini's life. It was a constant signature woven right into their story.
And that kind of leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Is this experiment proof of a meaningful pattern, of some kind of destiny written in numbers? Or is it really just a testament to our own powerful human need to find order in chaos, to tell ourselves a beautiful story that makes sense of it all? The experiment might be over, but for all of us, that question is still out there.